promised you a proper motorbike. I think we can consider this a proper motorbike. Norton V4SS. Arguably one of the most beautiful motorbikes ever made, and one of the shittest. All in one package. That's a little bit harsh, but they have their issues. Are you aware? Most of you probably will be aware of the story. The whole Stuart Garner debacle. Norton going into administration. Yeah, these bikes have quite the history. Why is this here? Well, it's brand new. It's 2026, I know, but it's brand new. So it was purchased as an ornament, as far as I understand. It's got less than 10 miles on the clock. It was running when it was brand new, and it hasn't run since. What's that, 6 or 7 years? I think it was bought in 2019. So it's here to effectively be PDI'd again. It's never going to make it to the road in the true sense of the word, as in it's not going to be somebody's bike they're going to ride much, because if you know anything about these, you'll know that they have lots and lots of issues. And in fact, there was a do not ride notice issued by new Norton, not old Norton, to say there are too many faults. I think they identified 35 issues. I think 10 of them, if I'm remembering correctly, were safety critical. Cracking of frames around the headstock, I think, was one of them. There was a oil pipe issue from the crankcase to the oil cooler. That was a recall. That was actually caused, as far as I can tell. Sorry, I'm going to waffle a little bit because I've been in the rabbit hole trying to learn as much about these things as I can. I have it on very good authority, and this might be public knowledge, I'm not quite sure, but the main issue with the sort of engine lubrication, oil pipes bursting, all that stuff, all those issues with the engine came from a problem with the Nickersill plating of the cylinders. And if I'm understanding correctly, when the cylinders were plated, they were over plated, and some of the plating was peeling off. I think they'd plated not just the cylinder wall, but maybe some of the crankcase lower down. Don't quite understand, but something to do with the Nickersill plating. The plating was coming off the cylinder walls, and it was getting in the oil pressure control valve, the oil pressure release valve, and jamming that up, and it was over pressurizing and causing all sorts of issues. That's my understanding. I think that's what was causing the oil pipes to burst. Lots of other problems. The routing from the solenoid on this side here to the battery was routed the wrong side of the ECU, and it was rubbing through on the little metal bracket. I think one of them caught fire. The owners were apparently told to disconnect the battery and hide, which is slightly ridiculous. Yeah, so these things have lots and lots of issues. They're absolutely beautiful to look at, but as a motorbike to ride, what a shame. What a shame. I think in the future, what to say? So this is number, I'll flash it on the screen. This is number 96 of 200. That's a big fat lie, that is. I also have it on good authority that they were randomly assigning numbers to bikes to make it look like they built more than they actually had. Most estimates suggest that there were only between 55 and 60 ever built. And then what happened was, do you know this story? I don't really want to, this is sort of public knowledge, so I don't think I'm going to get sued. But what was happening is Norton were having bikes back for recall work, having the oil pipes changed and whatever. I think they had other issues, but they were having them back. And because Norton had no cash flow and they were out of money, they were on stop with Öhlins and Brembo and Oswheels and all the components that they weren't manufacturing themselves. So they were taking the forks and the wheels and stuff out of the bikes they had for back for warranty work and using those components to build new bikes to send out to keep the cash flow going. Just, well, I was going to say almost criminal, but definitely criminal. But that's no surprise to anybody. Where was I going with that? When New Norton, when old Norton, when Stuart Garner's Norton went into administration and let's call it New Norton took over, they identified all these faults, and I'm not sure, I've got to be careful what I say because I've been told stuff by various people that perhaps isn't common knowledge. Anyway, let's just say that New Norton had an agreement with some of the owners of V4SS's, and they had them back, and there was a little bit of money changing hands, and there was some stuff they had to do on social media, and it was all a bit fucking shady, if you ask me, from what I've heard. I won't say any more than that, but as far as I can tell from speaking to everybody that's in the know, there are only about 25 of these left out in the wild, which makes it unbelievably rare. Definitely the rarest? That's definitely not a word. Definitely the rarest motorbike I've ever had in here on this bench. And I think in the future, people are like, oh, they're not worth anything. I think these are going to be so valuable in the future. You imagine in 30 or 40 years' time, with that story attached to them, and there's none. You know, if you want one, if it's rare, it's going to be valuable, right? I think they're going to be worth a lot of money in the future. Anyway, that's my 2 penneth. Did I say, why is it here? We're effectively going to PDI it again. All the fluids are old. Look at the colour of the brake fluid. Brake fluid's minging. We're going to do all the fluids, and we're going to get all the bodywork off, and we're going to just, it's new, right? So you can only assume that the 10 safety critical issues, well, the 35 issues, they're not really going to be present at this point because the bike's brand new. But I'm going to have a really, really good look round it. Apparently it's had its modified oil pipes. Let's get it running. The exhaust pipe is comical. There is literally, it's just a megaphone. It's going to be so loud. I do actually have as well some slightly quieter exhaust pipes for them. But it would, I don't know, it seems a shame to maybe... Anyway, we'll see. The idea is to get them running. Stop waffling, Jim. I've got new batteries. I've got a new battery for it because the battery is completely dead. And it's a little lithium battery, so that's never coming back around. The rear brake, did I say? I don't know whether I said. There's no rear brake. And this is not my first rodeo with one of these. I might get into that later in the video, but that rear brake is basically impossible to bleed. And in their infinite wisdom, so what happens is air gets trapped in the ABS pump, and the ABS pump is up behind the headstock here. But to get to the ABS pump, you've got to take the engine out. Apparently, I have that on good authority. So they're just a nightmare to bleed. It's doable by forcing the fluid through with compressed air but it's just a ball ache. So I've got that to fight with. Oil and filter, coolant, brake fluid, battery, really good look round it. Let's just, I don't know, we'll make it up as we go along. Let's do work. Get this off here first and have a look at the battery. That's a bit loose. Yeah, to say they're beautiful is an understatement, isn't it? Well, obviously it's a bit subjective, but just carbon fibre and CNC milled aluminium, I mean, what's not to like? So there's a little, the battery is comically small. It's a little Super B, or at least it should be. You never know quite what you're going to get with one of these because they're all built out of bits, weren't they? Should be a little orange Super B battery. Doesn't even have a battery. Battery should be in there. Okay. Interesting. Little O-ringy thing still there. Yeah, so this, can you see from that angle? Let me bring you round. I think you can see from there, can't you? This cable, there was something funky with the way this was routed, and it was routed round the back here, and it would rub on this metal bracket. I think that was one of the wiring problems they had. There's a story. So that looks like OBD2, doesn't it? You know, I said it's not my first rodeo with one of these. Well, there is another one I've had here. Not as nice as this, I don't think. It was a chrome one, and it's got the engine check light on. And boy, did I go down a rabbit hole trying to figure out how to talk to this ECU. If anybody has any information, please share, because I've tried everything on both these. Anyway, I won't get into it, but I couldn't talk to the ECU to delete the code. I'll show you, it's quite cool. On the dashboard you can get all the live data up on the dashboard. It's like diagnostic mode that apparently they used it only in the factory, and it wasn't even the dealers didn't have access to it, so I'm told. But you can bring up all the live data on the dash, which is kind of cool. But yeah, the one I had, the other one has got a CAN bus error. It seems to run okay, but I couldn't talk to the ECU, and I went back to the manufacturer of the ECU, who are called, I can't remember now, it's escaped me. Yeah, nobody wants to help, because nobody wants these out in the wild anymore. They want them, if Norton had their way, these would all be out of circulation, these SS's. Right, so I've got a battery for there. Let me show you what that battery looks like. Comically small little batteria. That battery, £250 for that little battery. Are you having a giraffe? And super hard to get, because Super B do make a 5 amp hour battery that size, but their normal 5 amp hour is not the correct one for this. The CCA is too low. Yeah, don't fucking hell, rabbit hole. Right, fairing off. I was listening to a TT podcast yesterday. John McGuinness was talking about, do you remember McGuinness rode a chrome one? It was a V4SS, but it had, do you know, it had, so this is Norton's own engine that they developed with, what was the engine manufacturer? Was it Suter? I can't remember now. Yeah, John McGuinness was telling a funny story on this podcast about when he rode the V4SS, which had the RSV4 Aprilia engine in it at the time, and the fucking engine bolt came out, and he was pushing it back in with his foot as he was riding along. And he said he didn't want to lose the engine bolt, because he wanted to fucking hand it to Stuart Garner and go, "There's your piece of shit of a." That was quite a funny story. It all adds to the myth, doesn't it? Oh, there's a flipping clip there, isn't there? Right, let me focus, Jim. Let's put that back in there and get a little screwdriver for that clip. Okay. What is happening? Oh, I've got to undo that as well, Jim. Indicator wire. There. Oh, that's broke off, look. Shouldn't there be a little... Yes, there should be. Stand by and I'll show you. Hole there. There should be a little noggin thing. You can see where it was glued in once upon a time. How is that missing? This thing's fucking new. Does it drop down in there maybe? That's a good start, isn't it? Okay, first issue spotted. That crusty smeg. Got a coolant leak already. It's fine, we're going to change the coolant. It'll just be get it in shot. So when I undo that clip, clean up that aluminium pipe. It's weird that that little rubber noggin is missing. It's on this side. It's weird that it's missing off the other side. That must have... The only time that I can think that the fairing's ever been off this is when it had its oil pipes changed. Very strange. Should be like that, look. Don't know where the other one is. I'll have a look. It might be in the belly pan. Bring you in so you can have a look. Oh, there's not a great deal to see. It's all very new looking, isn't it? Well, let's get that belly pan off. And then drain the coolant. There's a drain screw in the water pump there. And then you have to take the hose off the bottom. The radiator's in two pieces. There's an upper. And then there's the oil cooler in the middle, and then there's a lower radiator. You can't drain the, what am I saying? The water drain is higher than the lower radiator, and the lower rad doesn't have a drain bung in it, so you've got to pull a pipe off and drop the radiator down. Easy peasy though. Well, let's do that. Before I take the belly pan off, I want to show you my least favourite thing about these bikes, right? Imagine this. You've just paid your £50,000 for your beautifully engineered Norton, okay? And it's on the side stand. And you knock it off the side stand and... Ah! The fucking noise it makes. Oh my God. It wouldn't be that hard to put some sort of rubber stop on it, would it? It's just absolutely fucking brutal. Just smashing against the carbon fibre. What were they thinking? You could put a rubber pad or... It's really weird because look at the engineering that's gone into this stand. It's all beautifully milled aluminium, all lovely carbon fibre, and then not a single fuck was given. How bizarre. Is that going to work? No, I need a small Allen key. Oh God, it's fucking seized in. Of course it is. And there, of course they use cheap fucking chintzy aluminium fasteners. I mean, why wouldn't you? Really expensive motorbike, you wouldn't use titanium or anything like that, would you? Of course not. Sorry, am I Norton bashing? Fuck, how am I going to get that out of there without... Ah, there we go. Get my ball end, what's the name? Will it fit? Yes, the perfect tool. That reminds me, I have a massive thank you to say to somebody. Get this bolt out of here first. Check this out. Look what some wonderful human sent me. I was absolutely flabbergasted when this turned up. That and that are the best ratchets I own. They're absolutely beautiful. Niles Cosgrove. Mate, you're a legend. Thank you so much. This came all the way from New Zealand. I have a few little bits of coke and stuff that I bought when I worked in New Zealand, and I absolutely love it. It's Probably my favourite brand of tool. Japanese. Just, yeah, so a 1/4 and a 3/8 T-bar. Some really nice 1/4 drive Allen key sockets, and then this lovely little stubby set of Koken sockets. These are a Japanese brand that I didn't recognise, but they seem really nice quality. Anyway, yeah, I just needed to put that in there. Thank you ever so much, mate. So grateful. This is my favourite tool ever. This ratchet. Just incredible. Thank you so much. Anyway, back to the bike. Yeah, aren't people amazing? Gives you hope for humanity, doesn't it? The generosity of people. Same with the Great Ride Rescue. The generosity of people is unbelievable. Right. I think, from memory, it's just these back two. I can't remember. It's a while since I worked on the other one. I think it just unhooks from the rad at the front. Go around the other side. What do we think that shmoo is? It's pretty fucking disgusting. But it's not on the inside. It's a bit weird. Hello. Yeah, there is a better look at the radiator. Could drain the water out from there rather. Those are the oil pipes that get replaced. That's my understanding. And then that radiator there, you can see there's no drain on the bottom. So that's got to come off and get tipped to get all the coolant out. Right, let's drain the oil. Talking of oil, you're all thinking, Jim, why are you changing the oil? It's done no miles. You could argue, right, that you should just fucking send it on the oil that's in it. It's not going to have deteriorated over the time that it's been stood, but I can't do it. And for the price of a bottle of 7100 is what it has in it, this stuff. 540, 7100. For the cost of that, what's that, 60, 70 quid? And one of these filters. The part number I was given was a high flow number, but this cross references to the high flow number, and I'm not a big high flow fan, I gotta say. That's a good quality filter, that. So that'll do. OE fitment on a lot of BMWs, and a lot of, I think some KTMs use those as OE fitment. Anyway, doesn't matter. Oil and filter. Let's drain that oil out, drain the coolant. Then, do we take the tank off? That's the $64,000 question. Because to get the tank off, you got to take the whole of the subframe off and the rear seat, and it's a little bit of a ball ache. And what am I going to gain? I don't know. There's no fuel in the tank. It's completely dry. Oh, that's the other thing. They suffer with leaky fuel tanks. But this has never had fuel in, or maybe it did and it's all evaporated, but the tank looks nice and clean and there's nothing in it. It's dry. Little bit of question mark over, is the fuel pump gonna spin up? But we won't know till we put a battery on it. Anyway, let me get on and do some work. Coolant drainage. Use my new Koken T-bar. Is there any coolant in it? Doesn't look very coolanty, does it? Looks like water. Tastes like coolant now. Right, let's pull the radiator cap. In fact, done that the wrong way around, haven't you, Jim? Let's do that, undo the cap, and then we're a little bit more in control of what happens. I don't really want to cover the workshop floor. I have a question. Why can I not get that undone? Fucking hell. Ow! How is it so fucking seized on there? Gonna make me remove the fairing completely. Fucking hell. That's not possible. What is happening? I'm gonna have to get some big grips on it, I think. Is it going to work? I don't really want to mark it in any way, but I just need a little bit of leverage. There we go. My fingers are weak. It's just a bit, I guess, a bit crusty. Oh, this is lovely. What the hell? There we go. Oh God, look at that. Holy shit. What the fuck? What is happening? Oh my days. I don't understand. Coolant flush then. You've got to wonder, haven't you? Focus, you fuck. You've got to wonder what's gone on there, because I don't know. Let's drain the rest of it out. Yeah, what was I saying? You've got to wonder what's gone on. Like, what sort of coolant did it have in it? It hasn't got any fucking coolant in it. What the hell? Or is that just bunged up? Get a spiky thing. Doesn't seem possible, does it? Oh look, it's all fucking gummed up with. Oh God. Wowzers. What is happening? See, that's come out of some sort of schmeg all over it. I don't understand. Something weird's gone on, because if this was, you know, imagine this was a, I don't know, any Japanese motorbike that had been put away brand new, and the coolant would come out perfectly, wouldn't it? It would be, what have they put in it? It smells like coolant, but there's no colour to it. It's completely clear. Makes you wonder what the inside of the rad's like, doesn't it? Am I taking the whole cooling system apart and washing it out? Oh joy. What I'm thinking is I've got to get this rad off anyway to drain the rest of it out, so we can have get a bit of a sense, won't we, of what's that circlip off there. We'll get a little bit of a sense of what the inside of it's like. Off there like that. Push that out. Like that. Pull it from the other side. These clips. Oh, I can't see, cameras in the way. Like that. Slide that tray underneath it. I'm gonna need to get me jobby, aren't I? What's it to? Oh no, it's coming. God, working around a camera is rather difficult. Oh, that's all right then. It's got a slight blue hue. Well, that's weird. It's sort of. Can you see that? Or is it not in shot? I don't want to touch my camera now because I'm covered in fucking coolant. So bring my camera down. Come on, camera, down you come. pick it up even. It's sort of, sorry, great camera work. It's sort of separated. Like it's clear over there. It's dark blue. That's weird. I've never seen. Isn't that strange? I wonder what coolant they used. It does seem clean inside though. It's not all schmeggy, which is good. I was worried that the whole thing was full of that gunk. I think where that pipe's been leaking at the top by the cap, oxygen's got in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's nice and clean in there. Can I get you a shot of that? Yeah, it's just shiny aluminium in there. Thinking, I don't know, should I speak, Jim? Just going to remove this aluminium piece. That way I can look down into the rad that way and that way down that pipe. Hopefully all the schmeg or smeg is only in this piece, which would be nice, because I don't really want to have to take the whole thing into a million pieces. Like that. Torch so I can see what I'm doing. That's it. Scared of this shiny frame. I don't want to, obviously I don't want to go anywhere fucking near scratching it. Now it's dissolving. Can you see that? Wowzers, look at the state of that crustiness. I'm really hoping that the crusty is just... I'm going to have to remove that panel, I think I might. I'm really hoping the crustiness is just in this top piece, because if it isn't, I'm going to have to, oh, not the camera, sorry, I'm going to have to take the whole cooling system apart. Wowzers. Jesus, look at it all. Let's get that. That pipe is for the expansion bottle, isn't it? Let's get some pliers for that. Just going to put a cloth around that as well. You can't unscratch something. Well, you can paint it and do God knows what to it, can't you? But really in my way, you know that? That clip feels like it's too small for there. Even fully compressed, it doesn't go over the little noggin. Squash the clip and extract the pipe at the same time. There we go. Okay. And then pull that out of there. Fuck me. Oh my God. Fucking hell. Okay, not too bad in that direction. Focus. But in that direction, let's get you a bit further away so you can see. Wow. How? It's rock hard. What have they used for coolant? And then in this direction, that pipe is completely block solid. Let's get rid of you. Fucking hell. Oh, it does. Somebody explain to me what this is. I've never seen anything like it. Not on a new bike. I think it's just in this top bit. Okay, how am I going to skin this? I think what I might do is I'll flush it with boiling water. I've got a boiling hot outside tap. I can just connect the hose up to that bottom pipe. You know what I'm saying? Down on the where the radiator is, and just flush boiling water through it, and then I can bore scope it afterwards and have a looky loo. Or should we bore scope now? We need a before and after, don't we? Let's get the bore scope and have a look. I think, not completely convinced, but I think that might be the thermostat down in there, which is almost certainly going to be bunged up, isn't it? But after the thermostat, hopefully it's clean. Let's get the bore scope. Right, got my bore scope. I'm going to stick it in that hole. We'll have a look in there. See if I'm pretty sure it looks the shape of the casting. It looks like there's a thermostat in there. Just see how minging that is to start with. I'll do you a screen record. Right, going in. There's the thermostat, look. Not too bad at all, does he? There's a bit of shmoo there, but it's not chock full, is it? Okay. I think we can probably rinse that with hot water. Let's look, see if we can get a look at the water pump on the other side. Right then. Oh, it's quite clean in there, isn't it? Actually quite clean. How far in can we get? Can we get to the water pump? Bit of schmeg. Must be around that corner there, is it? Oh yeah, look, we can see the impeller. I mean, it's fairly horrible, but that looks like that will probably wash out. Okay, the only thing that remains is looking inside this radiator. I need to empty the water out of it. And in case I wasn't clear, the idea is I will put hot water in here, hot hose pipe, seal it up and just let it percolate all the way up through the cooling jackets and out of that top pipe. It'll rinse everything back out through the, blow past the thermostat. And yeah, that's the plan. Let's take this rad off and have a look in there. Got all the water out of that. Just tipped it. Know what I'm saying? So I got all the water out. There's more water. Just want to have a bit of a gander inside. Oh, Jim, you got shmoo on your lens. And steer it out of the way of the Well, it's manky, but it's... nothing that can't be rinsed out with hot water, methinks. Right, okay. I don't think I've got to take the whole bike to bits. I'm going to get it out on the yard. Let's drain the oil out first, and then I'll get it off the bench. And we'll feed it some hot water and try and rinse it all out, and then we can bore scope it again. That, I think, we'll probably end up getting vapor blasted. I'm a little bit concerned about this seat in here, where the, you know what I'm saying, where the, where's me pointy thing? Oh. I'm a little bit concerned where the radiator cap seals on this surface here. We'll vapor blast it, see what it's like. We might be able to just emery cloth it down so it's nice and flat, because if the radiator cap doesn't seal on there, it will overheat. Right, we're making progress. Let me get the oil out of it, and then we'll do some washing of the cooling system. To use my new ratchet. Oh, it makes me happy. Oil should be brand new. Based on the state of the coolant, who knows? Looks pretty clean to me. It's pretty pink looking. Is that coming out on camera? And the oil filter wrench is that one, which is the same as a Suzuki. He says, talking out of me bum bum. It's not the same as a Suzuki, I thought. Oh, that one is, I see. Stand by. Do something slightly rude. Look away now. How tight is it? Not very tight. Right, I'm going to leave that drain a while. I'm going to go and have some food. And then we'll put fresh oil filter on, new sump washer, put the sump bung back in, fill it up with oil, and then we'll take it out on the yard and we will stick a hose pipe up it and flush it out. Right, catch you in a bit. I'm never done, am I, when I say I am? It'll be interesting to see what the actual mileage is when I put a battery on it, because there's a lot of shmoo. Focus. What is that? There's a lot of shmoo on the sump plug already. Slightly alarming. Right, food.